Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Cosmo Muse Tarot and your July 2024 outlook. And this reading is going to be kind of simple. We're just going to look at a specific message that wants to come through, some general energy coming through for your July, and specific messages around that energy. So because I'm doing kind of a more simple reading this time, if you feel drawn to more than one pile, feel free to indulge in that. You can listen to more than one pile for this if you want. So I had 3 cards just pop right out, so we'll take those. We've got elk, beaver, and elephant. Oh, I love, they're all very different, which is fun. Very different animals. Okay, and then I'm also going to put some stones on top of these just to help. We've got malachite on top of elk. We've got sort of a more green toned turquoise with beaver. And then we have ruby fuchsite with elephant. So feel free to pause here to tune into these 3 piles, the stones. Maybe you like the numbers for picking for pile selection, whatever pops out to you. So pause here, tune into them, and timestamps will be in the description so you can jump to your pile or piles when you feel ready. All right, see you guys in your readings. Hello, beautiful pile 1. So you guys picked the elk along with the malachite stone, and I am picking up such Capricorn vibes with this, which is funny because July holds, for the majority of July, we hold the astrological season of Cancer, and Capricorn is its opposite energy. Capricorn is 6 months away from this season, which is late December into January. If you're coming from the Southern Hemisphere, you are actually, July would hold for you, because I flipped the Zodiac, FYI, for the Southern Hemisphere. You are in the thick of Capricorn season for most of July. But if you're in the Northern Hemisphere and you're holding a lot of that Cancer season energy, this is the season that will hold the Capricorn full moon, which could be very important, a pivotal time for you in the month, maybe the Capricorn full moon. But also, the way I read astrology, I also read for the Earth, and the Earth is always going to be opposed where the Sun is. So our evenings are ruled by Capricorn in the Northern Hemisphere during a good chunk of July until about the 22nd. So there is, interestingly, even though we say it's Cancer season for most of July, there's still a lot of Capricorn energy going on, but that Capricorn energy is with the Earth, so the way we're grounding and nourishing ourselves, especially in the evening hours. And then the full moon timing during July is going to be really important as well. And actually, there are 2 Capricorn full moons this year. One will be at the end of June, and then one will come around the 21st of July. So we're kind of bookended in Cancer season with 2 Capricorn full moons. So you are someone in your own chart that may have a lot of Capricorn, and these things are really highlighting it, or it just, this year in particular, are really picking up on that kind of Capricorn energy. Let me tell you what Capricorn is for those of you not familiar with astrology or that particular sign. Capricorn sits at the summit of the Zodiac. It holds the energy of respect, integrity, mastery, authority, career, focus, dedication. Like, it is the sign that holds the responsibility. And elk in this deck holds a lot of that energy. It's sort of the way shower. It holds a lot of responsibility. It also, with its antlers, does have some divine guidance, does have sort of a direct channel from spirit in its guidance, but other, elk are migratory type of animals, and they kind of create these path lines. I think a lot, I might be a little bit wrong on this, but I also think they tend to follow ley lines a little bit to some extent. So they really tapped into earth currents. They're really tapped into way showing, pathfinding, and their strength and sort of focus bring this energy of a lot of dedication, a lot of capacity to hold responsibility. So, in short, July, there could be more responsibility that you're holding in July. It could be a summer month for you, or if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, a winter month for you that is really tapping into you needing to hold extra responsibility, needing to be more focused, needing to hold some pressure on your shoulders around some things. But Elka is also indicating you're feeling particularly designed to do so at this moment, even if that isn't your particular personality. At this moment, everything in you that's kind of coming together, you're aligning to be able to do this, to be able to shoulder this. You're coming into elk energy. You're coming into some strength, some ability to hold pressure, some ability to be looked up to show the way, to be kind of the leader, the pathfinder, the guide, right? So just expect like a little extra, but you're up for it. It's not something that will be overly burdensome. It's just that, July tends to be a month people take their summer breaks, kind of slack off a bit, but something's going on where it's like you need to be on this month. But you're up for the challenge. Okay, so let's get a goddess to add to this. And we've got Bridget. Don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. So assertive energy coming in here too. But I also love, which doesn't maybe necessarily come through on this particular Bridget card, she is a goddess of inspiration as well and poetry. So she does have a fierceness. She does have kind of a connection to fire and a little bit of feist and, that don't back down energy, really staying true to you. But she also is very connected to spirit and source, inspiration, poetry. And so you do see also mimicking that connection of the antlers to this deep connection to source. But it's a little more specific here where it's like inspiration is coming through. So for some of you, this extra pressure or responsibility may be around sort of creative things or inspired things at least. And that would, if it's coming, responsibility is being taken on due to some kind of inspiration, we feel very eager to take on responsibility, to take on that weight because we're acting out of our fire, out of our inspiration. So that's adding to what I was picking up, that like, I don't think you mind holding this extra pressure. And this is saying correct because it's coming from something that feels inspired from you. And it's from you. I don't think this is being put on you. I think this is coming from you. So something inspiring, but that will require you to kind of buckle down, keep your head down, eyes and heart focus, mind dedicated, getting shit done, right? But feeling it, feeling engaged in it, feeling excited by it because it's from you and it's inspired. So really, really lovely to see. Okay, let's get you a summer solstice card as well. Just a little something tapping into this particular season. And we have mulch and manure. Hardships are coming to an end. The seeds you sowed will be blooming soon. Yeah, so this may be picking up on something you've already been putting kind of heart and soul and energy into. This mulch and manure does sort of indicate you've already been kind of sowing some seeds, putting some work in, creating the right conditions. But I think you're starting to see evidence this month. And so it's giving you that, that extra boost of fire to keep going, that extra boost of fire to lean in even more, to recognize that like, oh, actually something's coming of this. Don't back down right now. I'm seeing some evidence, something's blossoming here, and it's just giving you this energy and excitement to just like really commit to something. That feels very resonant, what I just said there, committing to something. Instead of being like, oh, I'm trying this thing out, let's put some work into it. I feel a little excited by it. It feels inspiring, but sometimes we impulsively put ourselves into things like that and they don't always go somewhere or take off the way we imagined. But something's happening in July where it's like, don't back off. There is evidence coming through that this is working, that this is something, that this is has potential tied to it, that it's really connected to something you could dedicate yourself to, that you could become masterful at, that you could hold a certain kind of authority and weight in. So like keep going, notice what's blossoming and allow that to excite you even more, to lean in, right? To lean in. Yeah, really cool. Okay, so that is like your main message coming through that this reading wants to bring you about your July. We're going to do some tarot to extract a little more depth from this. So we've got 10 of Pentacles. This could be work related, which doesn't surprise me, but this is indicating that whatever this pressure and inspiration that you'll be feeling inspired to lean into could really create abundant foundations for you. It has a lot of potential behind it to really flourish, to really move in the world. Yeah, wow. Queen of Pentacles as well. Very legitimate. Whatever you're wishing for, believe you can get what you want. So get clear about your vision too. Whatever inspiration is coming in that you're going to lean into, get really clear about the future of what that is and what you really want from this. The more clear you are, the better the outcome will be here, because Queen of Pentacles does indicate you'll get what you want. But the flip side to that is you have to know what you want, right? You have to be very clear inside of you what your vision is, what the highest potential here is, what you want from this. Get clear about that and trust that you will get what you want. Really, really powerful energy coming through here, you guys. This is definitely not a month to sleep on things. 7 of Pentacles, which totally mimics what I was feeling with that manure and mulch card. You have been sowing seeds here. You may need to continue kind of sowing seeds and cultivating and tending to things and putting in that hard work. But evidence is starting to show this month from a lot of hard work you have been doing, with a lot of energy you've already put into certain things in life. This is just like, I feel like this is an acknowledgement, like you have put in a lot of work. But look, on this particular 7 of Pentacles, we do have a fruit that's finally ripened. We do have something that's moved from the blossoming stage to the fruiting stage. So this does confirm what I was feeling, that like you are going to start seeing evidence from the hard work you've been putting in, and it's just going to motivate you more and have you feeling more and more devoted and committed and leaning into it. Really powerful, you guys. Okay, and then 3 of Wands. Yes, your ship is coming in. Oh, it's going to take on a fresh energy too. Not only are you seeing evidence for things you've put a lot of patience and cultivation into already, but that new evidence coming in is proving that your ship is coming in, and you'll have a whole new fresh take on things, and a whole new fresh sense of energy, and a whole new fresh sense of direction with things. Wow. These tarot cards are legit for what we've already talked about with the oracle cards. Okay, last one. King of Swords. Trust your mind, trust your strategies, trust your plans, trust the actions that your mind is putting together, the plans your mind is putting together and is asking you to take action on. Trust the power of your mind, of your strategy, to use those to take action in the world. You've got this. You are so solid. I mean, the King of Swords confirming that solidity of the elk, like you are really growing into your strength. You're really growing into your sense of authority. Something is definitely maturing in you, and a new sense of command and trust in self is just coming out. What a beautiful thing. Okay, we're just going to end with an affirmation that Spirit wants you to hold with you during July. Ooh, let's just take this top one, new might. Oof. Let's see. Okay, on the back side you can see the texture of the stone, its reference seed in the crystal, and then its message is strength. I really didn't look at that before. Strength. I am strong in mind, body, and spirit. Yep. You are the elk. You are the King of Swords. Trust yourself, your strength, your command. You've got it. You're going to have no problem holding kind of the pressures and authority you're kind of coming into in July. You're up for it. So keep that. You could go get a Numite stone too if you wanted that extra kind of reminder. But yeah, I'll read the affirmation again. I am strong in mind, body, and spirit. You guys have it. Beautiful. Go get it. This is a big July for you guys. This is awesome. All right. I hope it's an exciting, beautiful, productive July for you. If this resonated, I always appreciate support. Likes, shares, subscribes are always great ways to do that. Kind and thoughtful comments are always something I'm also grateful for and love seeing. But in general, just thank you for being here, letting me read for you. Happy July, everyone. I will see you in future readings. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your July reading. You guys picked the Beaver. I love the Beaver card. It's such, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a Virgo, but but it just gets you really, like, Beaver energy snaps into place when we really feel connected to something that feels purposeful to us. So what the energy of the Beaver is like happily engaged in work. Busy and productive, but joyful about it. You're in your element, doing the things you know how to do, that you feel like you're contributing to your community, to the flow of evolution, to the flow of like who you are and what you're supposed to be doing in life, just like plugged in to something that feels very purposeful to you, which inspires you to put effort into things, to be busy doing, making, producing things, but not in this like burdensome way, in this way that's just like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and it feels good, so you're motivated and you're happy about it, and it's just a lovely, productive feeling. And so for you guys, whatever, it doesn't have to be about any specific category of life. It can relate to work, it can relate to domestic things, it can relate to like creative projects, whatever it is. There's something in July you are going to be engaged in and very busy and productive doing, toiling with, working at, but with this attitude of like, because I'm just imagining you guys as these animal cards, like you turn into beaver energy. You know, beaver becomes like your power animal in July. And it's just like, you're doing it because it's making you happy. You're doing it because you feel a sense of purpose in it, a sense of something being contributed to the world, something that where you're seeing results that make you happy, and so it motivates you to keep doing it. And there's just happiness behind it. There's just like beyond happiness, it's like fulfillment, like what you're doing, what you're engaged in, what you're busy doing has a sense of fulfillment tied into it. So you are very motivated to continue doing it happily and busily. And so yes, it will be a busy July. So far that seems to be a thread going on. We'll see what pile 3 brings up, but that might just be kind of a universal energy coming through. There is a busyness in July coming through for sure, so far. But for you guys in particular, it's connected to a sense of fulfillment. So it's a beautiful thing. Okay, let's get a goddess card as well to kind of flesh this out a little bit more. What else is coming out about this? What does the goddess realm want to add to this? Oh, here we go. Sekhmet, be strong. You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. Very interesting. This does add a little bit of heat to things. Sekhmet can have a little bit of bloodlust in her. But she is productive, and when she's turned on, she's kind of, even though it's a little violent, she's doing what she's kind of made to do. I'm not obviously not tapping into the violent aspect from the bloodlust aspect of Sekhmet, but I am tying into that, like, when Sekhmet is in mode, doing what she tends to do, devouring life, it's like her function, it's like her essence. And so she doesn't even see it as labor. She doesn't even see it as a task or a to-do. She's doing it because it's her bloodlust rampages, because it's who she is. It's just what she does, right? So it's not that that's what you are and that's what your essence is, but it's like mimicking that, like, the same kind of energy. You're just engaged in something in July because it's what you do, it's who you are, and you're in it. You're very much so embodying your essence, your purpose. So definitely like connecting into something even on an essence level, not something that like in July you're specifically connecting to it. It's like this is something deeper. It's not just like here for July and you're very engaged in it in July and it feels purposeful and fulfilling in July. You're connecting into something that's essentially you. And that is even more motivation and a deeper level of fulfillment and a deeper level of just feeling engaged because you've tapped into something that is essentially you. Yeah, and that, you know, on the positive side, outside of Sekhmet, more into the beaver, is you know, like I do feel this something coming through about a level of like really seeing a contribution, seeing what you contribute that's useful, that's purposeful beyond you, that the world reflects to you, that it finds useful and purposeful. You find it useful and purposeful because it's you, it's your essence, you love doing whatever it is you're going to be doing, but it's like being reflected back to you because it's such a deep thing in you of like the world finding it also useful and fulfilling and purposeful, whatever you're doing. And so it's just really tapped into some kind of essential essence, and tapped into something that you uniquely contribute to the world, uniquely can give to the world. And you're just happy doing it. You're just in it, right? It's really beautiful energy. And that be strong, just tapping into specifically what the card says. Be strong. You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. I think this is tapping in, like what it feels like to me is you're going to surprise yourself. You're just going to be kind of like in the details and doing all the thing like, okay, I've done this and next I should do that. And, you know, like sometimes you may kind of forget the larger vision of what you're doing, or when you think of that larger vision, you might be like, oh my gosh, how can I accomplish this? How can I finish this? But when you're just busy and happy doing each next step and in processes, all of a sudden you're gonna like something will be, you know, completed or kind of come together, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I had the strength to accomplish that, to finish that, to achieve that, like whatever it is, to fulfill this kind of vision I had in my head, like make something manifest through my efforts. Like that felt so big when I started engaging this or started this project. That felt like I'm just doing it because I have a compulsion here. I don't know if I'll get to that finished product or that big vision, but I'm just feeling this compulsion to go, and I love it and I'm excited doing it. I don't know if I'll get there though. And then suddenly by the end of July, it's like something has come together that you're like, whoa, I did not know I had the strength to do that. So just kind of like trust in the strength in each moment, each process, and each little thing you feel compelled to do. Okay, let's get you a summer solstice card, specifically tapping into kind of the summery energy. Heather, and it says, you are worthy, my dear. Silence the noise that strips you of your peace. Yeah, this kind of taps into what I was just talking about, like where whatever you're kind of becoming sort of, whatever kind of like compulsion is coming on to have you really engaged and busy in this happy, eager way, what it's all going toward feels like a bigger vision. And I feel like there might be some doubts within you about that bigger vision actually manifesting, actually getting to where you see it in your mind's eye. And this is just saying, like, just be engaged. Don't worry about that noise. Don't worry about the doubts. Don't allow anxiety to enter. Just do what you're feeling compulsory around. Like whatever you're having a compulsion to engage yourself in and it's making you happy, just be in that. Just be in the moment. Just be present to each next step. Don't busy your mind with the big picture, except for when it's really essential to knowing what you're doing next, right? Just be busy doing each, like in the processes, in each next step. Enjoy it. Be in it. Don't let the big picture worry you. Trust that you have strength. Just tap that big picture when it's essential and have fun being in the details, in the moment, in each step, in each process. Enjoy it, because this is indicating you you have that capacity to just enjoying each next step, each process, like just do what you're supposed to do next, right? And that will keep you in your body and out of your mind and lead you to recognizing you have the strength, absolute strength possible, needed, to come to, you know, already being fulfilled in your things that are, you know, compulsions just because they feel connected to your essence, but this like deeper level of fulfillment coming at the end too of whatever you're kind of engaged in. Okay, let's get some tarot cards to kind of flesh out this message about your July. Okay, we got 9 of Pentacles. Yep. Very, you know, I was talking about the beaver sort of having, at least I said I like the beaver because because I'm a Virgo. So meaning there's some Virgo energy in the beaver from my perspective. 9 of Pentacles is very much so Virgo energy as well. Self-sufficiency here. So this may be something that you're doing like a personal project or a personal work that you're doing. Because Virgo with this 9 of Pentacles especially is like self-sufficient. Virgo energy loves to work for itself. It's self-sufficient. It's a feeling of wholeness in itself, and it loves processes. It loves being busy. And this 9 of Pentacles, especially like within that Virgo energy, talks about loving what you're doing, tapping back into some of that beaver energy, really enjoying what you're doing, enjoying your purpose, enjoying what your particular rhythm, beat, instinct is, and recognizing that being engaged in that creates beauty all around you, creates flourishing, creates harvests, creates productive results, and creates a certain essence of abundance of whatever, you know, it doesn't have to be financial abundance, but like whatever you're engaged in, it creates an abundance of that because it's very flourishing energy. It's very productive energy. And it's very much so in its purpose, in its fulfillment of self. And with the 9 of Pentacles, tapping into some Venus energy too, of some beauty from that. So really, really beautiful, which could result in some financial boost too. Okay, this one wants to come out. The Tower, interesting. Wouldn't expect that. Let's get more cards out before we see what that's about. That's fascinating though. Very something different coming through with that. King of Pentacles, that doesn't surprise me. King of Wands. Yeah, you're really coming into some authority. And then 9 of Cups, which is the opposite card to 9 of Pentacles, and it's bookending it. So emotional fulfillment, being able to hold complexity and space, and wish fulfillment. So a lot of self-sufficiency, flourishing, and productive beauty, bookended with like wish fulfillment, being able to compose, being able to hold complexity and make something beautiful and artistic from that. Are the bookends. You've got King of Wands and King of Pentacles, so a lot of authority in the material realm, whether that's physical, tangible things, finances, or body, but just a pragmatism and a certain like solidity and sense of authority and trust in your ability to kind of pragmatically command things and creatively command things with the King of Wands. So pragmatic and creative authority coming through here, which when you look at just the image of Sekhmet, that does come through too. Like there is a pretty strong, that strength is definitely indicated in these two kings. The Tower, though, I'm not sure. I kind of feel like I need a confirmation card. What is this in relation to, the Tower? I have not picked up Tower energy in anything in that top row in the Oracle cards. Hanged Man, change of perspective. Well, I think this Tower moment is coming from within. I can say that with the Hanged Man. A change of perspective is coming in July. You're dropping into your heart in July, which is bringing a changed perspective. And maybe that's the thing that kind of taps you into whatever you get busy doing, whatever you kind of connect to that's very fulfilling to you, that you become really engaged with. A change, but it's a change. So expect something to change coming. My feeling is like really early in July, if not having already come from that at some point in June. But something's pivoting you, a perspective is shifting, a pivot is happening, and then you are off and running in whatever perspective shift comes from. I don't even feel the Tower as like something falling apart. I feel you leaving something naturally because of a changed perspective, a shift in perspective, a more heartfelt perspective. A heart calling is leading you in a different direction, and something, so you don't experience what you're leaving behind as like something fell apart. It's like you let it fall apart because you changed directions. So you're no longer kind of tending to something, and so it just naturally kind of falls apart. But you're okay with that, I think, because now you're following your heart. You're better connected to, with the Nine of Pentacles and the Beaver, you're better connected to your purpose, your essence. You're coming from a deeper place in your heart. It doesn't feel like a second thought, whatever this Tower is, but there is a shift coming. And yeah, I kind of sense that shift happened in June. Maybe the end of June. If you see this and you haven't felt that yet, it's like on the precipice, right? What I'm picking up is, for the majority of you, I think you're already coming from having had this perspective shift minimally in June, if not even earlier. Yeah, so interesting. Okay, to end this, let's get an affirmation that Spirit would like you to have for June or for July. Shungite, discipline. I practice the art of discipline, and it brings freedom to my soul. Yeah, and like what I was saying, just like be engaged in your processes and whatever the next step is. Just like find your productive rhythms. Use some discipline to find your systems and rhythms and processes. And I'm not worried about the discipline. It's showing up everywhere. But I love this message that it brings freedom to my soul, which is, it's like you are engaged in what you are designed to be doing on like this deep soul essence level. And it's like this new sense of freedom that you've tapped it, right? So maybe some of you are getting opportunities to be engaged in something that your soul has called you to. And being engaged in it, being productive in it, putting yourself into processes and rhythms with whatever this is actually a huge sense of freedom, because you are really doing what you feel you're meant to be doing, right? You're doing things that connect to who you are and really express and show who you are on a very, very deep soul and heart level. Wow, very cool. All right. This is where I'm going to leave you guys. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful July. I really think you're coming into your own. I think you're finding you on a deeper level, and that's bringing some wish fulfillment. It's bringing strength and command and authority, and surprise yourself. Just be in it, and you're going to be surprised at just how strong you are when you're doing what your essence is, right? Engaged in things that really connect into your essence. So yeah, very, very cool. All right, if this resonated, I always appreciate support with likes, shares, subscribes. Always grateful for kind and thoughtful comments as well. But thank you in general for being here. It's always fun to read for you guys. I really enjoy it. So thank you for letting me do so, and wishing you a very beautiful, engaged, productive, happy July. All right, I will see you guys in future readings. Hello, beautiful pile 3. Welcome to your July 2024 reading. You guys picked the elephant and the ruby fuchsite stone, which I'll just put over here. So there has been kind of a universal thread coming out in each pile, and I was wondering if your pile would also tap into that. And just when I brought your elephant energy in here, I was like, oh yeah, it's here too. It's just universally in July, I do feel this, like a lot of times, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, July, you're kind of slacking off. It's, a lot of summer vacations. It's really hot. People are laying back a little more imaginative energy, a little more just daydreamy, right? But this July does not feel so. There's a lot of productive energy going on in every pile, and I'm definitely picking that up also with the elephant. It does have a different tone from the other cards in that there's definitely a connection to a lot of care for community here. Like whatever you're busy doing, you're doing it with love for the people you care about. So definitely picking up on, especially if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, where most of July is in the astrological season of Cancer, which is about, our soul people, our families, home, depth, soul, women. And, elephants are matriarchal societies. They care about their communities. So picking up on this energy of like really caring about your close communities, your soul people. But elephant also has this energy that is very strong and it is very capable of hard work, right? But especially because of its weight and its power that it has, it's able to kind of blaze through any obstacles in your path. So in July, you may be, really clearing out some obstacles in very powerful ways to kind of clear the path for you. And I do feel, as I said that, I just had this image that come into my head of an elephant, like literally like, stomping on, like clearing a path. It's like picking up trunks and breaking them with its feet and clear, like there's something you're on a path or trying to get onto a path that's felt a little blocked for you, and this is the month you're just like knocking out and easily just feeling that kind of sense of strength and power in you to blaze through and knock out any obstacles in the way of this path you feel you're supposed to be on. But you're doing it through like a sense of love, through this ability to lead others through it, like bringing others with you through that path. And so there's also like communal help in that. It's like you're not alone in clearing the path, right? You're clearing the path not just for you, but for others. And so others are also helping to clear the path in that same kind of capacity. But something's clearing, and something's very caring. But a productive energy nonetheless, which has just been sort of prevalent in these readings, interestingly. Okay, let's get you a goddess energy to add, see what the goddess realm wants to add to what we've said here. Two flew out, so let's just take them both. We have Guinevere and Butterfly Maiden. So true love, the romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. And when I kind of blend that with the animal, or the elephant animal, I don't know, it doesn't feel so much romantic as in like a romantic relationship. It feels to me more like a romantic connection to life and love in general. Romantic notions that are helping you to feel the power to clear things. Feeling a lot of tenderness, right? Like romantic and tenderness, I know they're not exactly the same, but that's feeling, I don't know, maybe this was the closest card to come through that like would connect to the energy of like tenderness, because that's what I'm feeling more than romance, is like a tenderness. Just because of like how, when blended with the elephant, like what it morphs into. I don't know if you've ever seen videos of like mama elephants with the baby elephants, or even like teenage elephants and baby elephants. Like they all just like dote on the babies. Like the babies are so cared for. And I don't know, I just feel that like there's tenderness, not literally that there has to be like youngins in your life that you're caring for, but I feel that energy that like in some way you're feeling maternal towards younger energy, younger experience, younger you know, like an example could be here, like you're in a specific industry and you've really had these ideas about how to push the industry in different ways and open up like new ways of doing things in that industry. And so it's new, it's young, and you're feeling this need to like really seeing that this is possible. It's not just like a dream or a notion or something you complain about, like, why can't we do things this way? It's like, no, I actually see there could be a path to this, but I need to, you know, get rid of these obstructions. Like it's time to do that. Because I want everyone behind me to have better experiences or to help push this industry in new ways. So like in that sense, there could be young energy too, right? There's a lot of ways things can have young energies, but I feel you having this kind of maternal instinct of why you're putting sort of like power and effort into kind of clearing the way to something. And it could be much more minimal than that, like clearing the way to a better home condition or home in general. You know, like whatever it is for you, it doesn't have to be connected to any specific category of life, but it's a maternal instinct and a tenderness driving a certain power being felt to clear obstructions to a better condition. Yeah. And then Butterfly Maiden with transformation, you're experiencing an enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. And I actually just, that makes me just feel like you are newly tapping, like, I don't know, some of you may have had an idea of like elephant, feeling connected to the elephant energy. But I do feel like there are people coming here that haven't really ever had that. And there's a transformation where you're like newly connecting to the power of elephant, newly transforming into knowing how to hold that power animal or how to invite that power animal, how to hold space for that power animal. It does feel like at least a new level. If you've already felt connected to elephant, it's like coming on in a new level, but I think the majority of you coming here have never really tapped the elephant, would be my sense from that transformation. Like it's new to you, and it might surprise you like how powerful you feel yourself this month, which is great, which is beautiful. Okay, let's get a summer solstice card, just an energy from kind of the summer season to add into what's going on here. Sunset dinner, an invitation awaits you. Yell to the stars that you are ready to go. Yeah, I mean, that taps in again to some kind of communal feeling. This isn't a solo thing. This isn't just for yourself. Whatever you're tapping into with the elephant productivity is very connected at least to one other. It could be for, sunset dinner does bring a little bit of that romantic thing here. So there could be something with love, romantic love for some of you that you're clearing, that you're finding new tenderness for, a new energy around and tenderness around. But there are 4 chairs on this table, so it does feel more like communal sunset dining. So like creating a sense of family coming through here. Yeah, I don't know, like whatever you are doing, you are creating a better sense of community or more of a family sense, not just community, because both elephant in this is like more of this like family feeling. It doesn't have to be literal family, but a feeling of family, a feeling of community that's very tight knit here. And then literally tapping into an invitation awaits you. You may be brought in, maybe you are the young, with the transformation and newly becoming like into this elephant energy, maybe like your elephant tribe is turning on in July and inviting you in. Maybe you're the young one that's being shown how to be powerful through invitations you get to be part of the elephant tribe, right? Maybe the elephants are recognizing you as their own and they're bringing you in and they're showing you the way. But whatever, and it could be you creating the invitation. Maybe that new elephantness coming in is allowing you to feel a little bit more maternal towards certain people in your life, and you inviting them in to kind of create this kind of family atmosphere, tight-knit community atmosphere. So however that resonates for you, whether you're the one kind of creating that and inviting people in, or if that's something you've been craving to feel and wanting an invitation into to find your people, right? That definitely, but either way, there is something going on here about like, I don't know, there's something about finding your people here. Yeah. Interesting how I didn't pick up on that until this last moment. But that could distill everything we've talked about in some way. Finding your people, but that coming from this connection to your power and to kind of a maternal instinct and this ability to clear the way with something or help to clear the way with something. Interesting. Okay, let's get some tarot cards out as well to see what else wants to come out about all of this. Ooh, let's take the top one. We've got King of Wands. Every single pile has had kings, by the way. So people are feeling strong. There's universal productivity and universal sense of kind of command coming out in July for at least everyone coming to this reading. I don't know if it's universal all around or universal for who's attracted to this reading. I don't know. But on some level, kind of a universal feeling. Okay, so we got King of Wands, King of Cups. Come on. There was another pile that had 2 kings as well. So every reading has had minimum of 1, if not 2 kings. This is so fascinating. And none of them have been the same kings, by the way, either. 2 of Wands. Okay. 2 more and then we'll go through these. This one's feeling 5 of Wands. Okay. And last card. Five of Swords. Okay, interesting. It's interesting. I've never read the 5 of Wands in the way I'm feeling it in this reading, which is fine. Every card always ends up taking on some context of stuff around it, but like, I don't know, sometimes it surprises me, right? But I'm feeling this card popped out to me first because I had like an image connected to a scenario come up. Well, there's 2 5s, so absolutely some changes are happening for you in July. Especially in areas where you've felt a little stuck, changes are happening there. But what I'm feeling is you are taking the time to move some things around, especially around that, like talking about tight-knit community. It's like something's been off, and it's like it may not be that you haven't met the right people yet, but like the way people in your life are prioritized currently is like, you're like, maybe if I kind of shake things up, move things around differently, prioritize certain people in different ways, something clicks in where I suddenly know how to like be more me, be more aligned to how people and things pull on my energy. But these also could represent, instead of people you already know, or that sense of community, of like shifting how you prioritize certain people and communities. It could be also like ideas coming through of like how you connect out in the world and who you are, and finding that new kind of puzzle of who you are clicking into place. But there's something like where you're puzzling something out, right? Something's starting to come together like a puzzle that's making more sense, that's giving you a better vision of strategy of how to create that tight-knit community, whether it's you creating it or you finally clicking into understanding what you need, and so opening yourself to invitations to those specific needs. And I don't know, I do see you potentially leaving someone or some community or communities behind. Yeah, this feels like starting to understand better who you are, and so having better ideas of what you need and better ideas of why certain things have been hurtful to you, why certain communities or people have been hurtful to you. And it doesn't always have to be that they did things wrong. Sometimes we're just not seen for who we are, right? And that hurts. But it's like you're starting to puzzle out how you see yourself and how you can be seen for that self better. And that's inspiring you to clear some obstacles, to make changes, to come into your elephantness, and to really feel more connected to some tight-knit community that's good for you, that resonates very deeply with you. Yeah, and I feel that with the Two of Wands. It's like the Two of Wands is like that threshold, but you're still trying to align to the exact right direction. It's like you're in the right region. Should I be going this way, this way, this way? They're all generally in the same direction, but like I need to fine tune it. What's the exact direction? And yeah, so you're doing a little bit of that work in July to find that exact right North Star, and you're figuring out the puzzle of this, and it's helping you when you do figure out the puzzle of it to see why certain things have been hurting you or disappointing you, and how to move past that, how to see yourself more beautifully and more clearly for who you are, and more with a more refined understanding of who you are. So how to specifically direct your intentions and motivations and energy to align better to things that are more nourishing to you, that are more flourishing community for your energy, instead of fighting energy or fighting kind of feeling of energies around you. And then we have these two kings, King of Wands and King of Cups. These both have a sense of direction in them. This King of Wands seems to be like marching somewhere, like he has a specific direction, and this King of Cups seems to have like a view of where to lead others, right? So it's like first you're getting your beat, your sense of your direction, and then picking up into that elephantness again, like you can help lead others too that are part of your tribe by you opening a door, right? By you trailblazing something and opening a door because you've seen something about you, it attracts in that. You know, you might be attracting in the people that are doing the exact same thing, trying to find their North Star of tight-knit community, of tenderness, of a feeling of nourishment. And it's like, I feel like you're coming into some understanding about what you need and who you are, and trailblazing something here, and that opens the door for others also seeking this to be invited in. So I do see you taking some initiative here, being a bit of the instigator here, which makes sense with like, in each of these piles I have felt you guys taking on the animal energy. And so you showing up as an elephant here, that would make sense of like this power coming through, clearing those obstructions and trailblazing and very nourishingly inviting others in to follow you. So interesting. I hope that made sense. I know it's kind of like a very specific scenario coming through here. But if you want to be less specific and just distill this down as like something's really happening and reorganizing and becoming much more tender and powerful about tight-knit community for you. Okay, let's get an affirmation for you guys for your July as well to end this out. This one wants to come out. Shatukite, teacher. I have the divine wisdom of the universe within me, and I openly share it with the world. Yeah, you are definitely, like I felt at this last moment, like you are the one kind of taking initiative, clearing the path ahead. And so you could think of yourself as taking on kind of a teacher role. There is something I feel like initially in July you're still puzzling out, finding the true north. But pretty quickly you get that, something becomes clearer, and you take on kind of that matriarch, that teacher, that trailblazer, and in this very nourishing way, a certain, like divine wisdom that you're more openly sharing and inviting people into, that resonate with. So really beautiful. Okay, that is where I'm going to leave you guys for your July. I hope that message resonated, makes sense for you. If so, I always appreciate support with likes, shares, subscribes. Always grateful for kind and thoughtful comments as well. But in general, just thank you for letting me read for you guys. I love doing it, and I wish you a really beautiful, heartfelt, powerful, just tapping into some of these keywords here: loving, tender, transformative, beautiful July. Have a good one, and I will see you in future readings.